Did you know that in the world of Bluey, there's a reference to one of the greatest adventure movies of all time? Gladiator. If there's one thing Bluey does well, it's incorporating references to famous films, and the episode Fairies is a clear example of this. In this episode, Bandit, Bingo, and Bluey are playing, and Bluey's dad has to do a dance to free his youngest daughter, who is frozen with her fingers on her nose, supposedly due to the magic of a fairy. While dancing, Bandit shouts, "Is this what you want?" A clear imitation of the protagonist Maximus from the 2000 movie Gladiator, who also delivers the same line to the audience in the arena. A fun nod for the parents watching along. It makes sense because Bluey's dad must be a gladiator to take part in so many games and still manage to work. Stick around, because we've listed 15 hidden details and Easter eggs in Bluey, and this is just the first one. There are plenty of classic movie references you'll love to discover, so come with us as we explore more of the incredible Bluey universe. 101 Dalmatians. The world of Bluey isn't just filled with references to famous movies, but also to classic animations. Chloe, one of Bluey's best friends, comes from a family of Dalmatians. This immediately reminds us of the classic 101 Dalmatians and its iconic villain, Cruella de Vil. But the most interesting part isn't just that Chloe's family, which includes her mom, her dad, and her baby brother, are all Dalmatians. The clever detail is their house number, which is none other than 101, as seen in the octopus episode from season 2. Coincidence? I think not. Masks. Another fascinating reference appears in Bandit's office. Bandit, who works as an archaeologist and often works from home, has some decorative items that stand out. One of them is a canine version of African masks, which we can spot in the top corner of his office. These masks suggest that in the world of Bluey, there are also dog tribes from different parts of the globe. Even though they live in Australia, the dogs in this universe seem well connected to other cultures. Tennis ball. This is definitely one of the most recurring Easter eggs in Bluey. The tennis ball. Almost every episode, if not all, features a tennis ball somewhere in the house or yard. Just like Pixar has the number A113 in all its movies, Bluey seems to have a special fondness for tennis balls. In the episode Magic Weekend, for example, we see 2 tennis balls on the floor near the entrance and next to a hamster plushie. This shows that the Healer family loves a good game of fetch, which dogs are known to enjoy. In the episode Mini Bluey, when Chili looks under Bluey's bed, the ball is there again. And in the hotel episode, you can spot the tennis ball framed at the top of the stairs. In the beach setting, who on the Bluey production team loves playing tennis this much? Indiana Jones. That's right! This homage happens in the episode Yoga Ball from season 1, where Bandit and his daughters spend the day playing with a yoga ball he uses in his office. At one point, the girls ask Bandit to join in a game where he throws the ball at them, and they have to run and dive to the side to escape. This scene is a clear reference to the iconic moment from Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1981, the first film in the Indiana Jones franchise, which is now over 40 years old. Looks like Bandit is older than he seems, huh? Oh, and if you love Bluey as much as we do, comment Chili below in honor of the adorable mother of these 2 playful little pups. Hamtaro. Do you remember the adorable cartoon Hamtaro? Maybe it wasn't from your time. It was an animated show from the 2000s that followed the exciting adventures of a group of small, brave hamsters. Well, there's a direct reference to this Japanese show in Bluey's statue episode. If you look closely at the entrance of the Healer family's house, from the inside, you'll see an orange hamster plushie lying on the floor near the armchair in their home. This plushie is a huge nod to Hamtaro, the hamster protagonist of the show that brought many charming stories to children back in the day. It's just one more cool detail that makes Bluey such a show full of subtle and delightful references. Dim Sim. In addition to references to Australian places and expressions, Bluey also highlights some typical elements of local cuisine, bringing a slice of the kangaroo country's culture to its audience. A great example is the baby race episode from season 2. In it, you can see Bluey and Bandit grabbing a quick snack from the fridge, a dim sim. For those who don't know, a dim sim is a dumpling filled with meat and vegetables. Although inspired by Chinese dishes, it's an original creation by Chinese immigrants in Australia and is super popular there. So, it's a clear reference to Australian food habits. If you've never heard of it, now you know. Strawberry Shortcake. Still in the statue episode, we get another fun reference, this time to another popular children's show. When Bingo has trouble sleeping, Bluey grabs her sushi doll and starts playing with it to help her sister. What's interesting is that this doll, apart from being the first human-featured one in a world completely inhabited by dogs, bears a strong resemblance to another well-known character, Strawberry Shortcake. For those who don't remember, Strawberry Shortcake is an iconic children's character that has had various products and animated series released, including dolls. The one we see in Bluey looks a lot like her. This reference shows how Bluey is able to incorporate small details from other animations, like Strawberry Shortcake, which has been around since 1980 and has charmed generations. Samurai Now. A rather intriguing detail once again appears in Bandit's office. A samurai sword. That's right. If you look closely, you'll notice there's a katana decorating the space. This sword suggests that the girl's dad has traveled to many places around the world, and perhaps he even visited the canine Japan at some point. It's an object that makes us wonder about all the experiences Bandit probably had before starting his lovely family. Brisbane. As we've mentioned before, Bluey is set in Australia, so aside from the dim sim, it's expected that a few more references to the country would pop up throughout the series. They appear in various ways, from the warm weather to the scenery. The healers actually live in the city of Brisbane, located on the east coast of Australia by the beach. In fact, the beach we see in the ice cream episode is Brisbane's very own beach. We also see the famous water jet plaza, which helps people cool off on hot days when temperatures easily reach 30 degrees Celsius. These details, along with other settings in the series, make it clear where the family lives and serve as a tribute to the city. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like visiting this city now. It looks pretty cool. If you think the same, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That way, we'll get even closer to Bluey. Long Dog. Do you remember that Easter egg we mentioned earlier? The tennis ball that appears in almost every episode of Bluey? Well, it's not the only one that makes a recurring appearance. Another interesting toy that shows up in nearly every episode, sometimes more than once, is a cute dog with an elongated body. Even if you haven't noticed it before, this toy always finds a way to pop up. Whether it's among the girls' other toys or in an unexpected place, like hiding behind a bush or even between pieces of furniture in the house. What's curious is that this little dog isn't always the same color. Sometimes it might be green, purple, or other colors, which keeps fans on their toes, always looking for it in each episode. I'd say this was a clever idea from the creators to keep the audience engaged, like a treasure hunt game in every new episode. Isn't it fun to look for it? I bet now you'll want to rewatch everything just to try and spot that little dog. Batman. Everyone knows Batman is one of Earth's greatest heroes, and of course, he couldn't be left out of the Bluey universe. In fact, even the Christmas song the girls sing in the show includes Batman's name in a super fun version. It seems that even in Bluey, The Dark Knight is a hit. But that's not the only time Gotham's Defender is honored in Bluey's show. Remember that episode where Bluey dreams about bats? That night, she was completely fascinated by these creatures. After watching Bandit play rugby, Bluey has one of those surreal dreams, and suddenly, she starts flying, with her shadow hitting the moon in an amazing moment. Does this sound familiar? That's because it's a direct reference to the classic Batman movie from 1989, where the hero's ship projects its shadow onto the moon. Impressive, right?
No.
The Simpsons. Believe it or not, the yellow family from Springfield also makes an appearance in Bluey. In the episode Baby Race, when Bandit pretends to be pregnant, a very funny scene, he places Bingo inside a baby carrier, pretending that Bingo is his newborn baby. And this is where those famous dim sims mentioned earlier come into play. Bandit tries to eat a dim sim, but Bingo, being clever, grabs all of them before he can take a bite. If this sounds familiar, it's because this scene is a reference to the episode 201 Greyhounds from The Simpsons, where Homer tries to eat French fries, but his dog's puppies snatch all the fries right from his hand. The similarities are too striking to be a coincidence, showing just how much the creators of Bluey are Simpsons fans, and who wouldn't be? Puss in Boots. And if you thought only Batman and The Simpsons were honored in Bluey, think again. The Shrek universe also makes an appearance, or rather, Puss in Boots does. That irresistible, captivating look from the swashbuckling feline, used to charm people into doing anything, is a technique the healer family members use on various occasions. But it's especially the girls who pull this off when they want something from Bandit, as if they're imitating Puss in Boots with his charming big eyes. This is without a doubt one of Bluey's cutest references, because seriously, how can anyone resist that look? I bet you can't say no either when you see those sparkling eyes. Now that you've enjoyed all these fun facts, how about watching some more videos we've selected for you? Pick any of the ones showing up for you and keep the fun going.